Audio Jungle.
Hey guys, I'm Buki Liquidate, and you're watching #Last Week, the show that takes all the top trending stories from social media and brings it to you in one spot. So what was trending last week? The Waffle House shooting, Bill Cosby, and Max the dog. Up first, what do you say when you hear of another shooting? Call James Shaw Jr. The gunman accused of killing 4 people at a Nashville area Waffle House was arrested last Monday after a frantic manhunt. According to CNN, a tip from the community led to Travis Ranking's arrest shortly after 1 p.m. in a wooded area near his Nashville apartment. He was booked into Metro Jail last Monday night on 4 counts of criminal homicide. The arrest came roughly 35 hours after Ranking unloaded an assault-style rifle on customers and employees at the Antioch restaurant early Sunday morning. All those who were killed were under 30. 2 were injured. The shooting raised questions about Ranking's previous law enforcement encounters and whether his father should be charged for giving him guns when he was barred from possessing them. But the real magic on this story comes from the heroic citizen James Shaw Jr., who seized a moment of opportunity when the gunman had stopped firing. He charged at the shooter and the two tussled for a bit before Shaw managed to wrestle the firearm away. Shaw tossed it over the counter and the gunman fled. The Waffle House spokesperson said, as for Mr. Shaw, although he says he's not a hero, he definitely is. His efforts saved many lives that morning. He is truly a hero, and of course, we will be honoring him. Shaw's elbow was grazed by a bullet and his hand was burned when he grabbed the rifle. But in the hours after the attack, his mind was on the other victims and their families. On Sunday, Shaw's heroics continued when he set up a GoFundMe page for victims' families that by Thursday afternoon had raised more than $165,000. Job well done. And what do you say the next time you stumble onto a Cosby rerun? Justice has been served. A jury found Bill Cosby guilty of 3 counts of aggravated indecent assault last Thursday for drugging and sexually assaulting Andrea Constead at his home in a Philadelphia suburb in 2004. The 80-year-old comedian faces up to 10 years in prison for each count, possibly serving out the rest of his life behind bars. A sentencing hearing with Judge Stephen O'Neill has yet to be scheduled, and Cosby remains out on bail. Cosby did not audibly react to his conviction, but erupted shortly after the verdict when prosecutors asked the judge to revoke his bail. They said he is a flight risk and has a private plane, to which he responded by shouting, quote, "He does not have a plane, you asshole." That might be a little salty. According to CNN, Mr. Cosby's case was the first high-profile sexual assault trial to unfold in the aftermath of the #MeToo movement, and many considered the verdict a watershed moment. One that reflected that going forward, the accounts of female accusers may be afforded greater weight and credibility by jurors. Justice has been done, celebrity attorney Gloria Allred said on the courthouse steps. We are finally happy that we can say women can be believed. Social media blew up from celebrities like Jessica Chastain, Rose McGowan, and Terry Crews, who simply tweeted the word accountability. Have you heard about Max? A dog in Australia proved his loyalty after sticking by a 3-year-old girl for an entire night after she got lost in the bushlands of Australia on Friday. According to the Post, the girl named Aurora had wandered off from her home in Warwick, located just 105 miles southwest of Brisbane, prompting a search involving more than 100 people. Aurora was found at 8 a.m. the next morning with her dog named Max, a 14-year-old Australian cattle dog who is deaf and partially blind. State Emergency Services Area Controller Ian Phipps told ABC News the pair were found just over a mile from the house, but still on the family property. Grandmother Lisa Bennett found Aurora that morning and said the dog and young girl slept together in the bushes about 3 kilometers from where she was last seen. Remarkably, the child's only injuries were a few scratches and bruises from the rugged terrain. Police and the family have thanked the volunteers, neighbors, and community for their efforts. Queensland Police released a photo of Max, which has been liked on Facebook more than 11,000 times in 1 hour. And a star is born. All right, trenders, it was another hashtagging week on social media. Let's start with the Waffle House shooting. James Shaw Jr., we salute you for you to have the, let's just say it, the cojones to wrestle a gunman, an armed man, to the floor to save lives is unbelievable and incredible. You need to embrace it, salute it, love it. You are a hero and you deserve to be honored for it. But on another separate note, isn't it funny that they were able to bring in Mr. Ranking unarmed, unscathed, knowing that he had prior arrests, knowing that he had access to assault rifles. They were able to bring him into justice without any scratches, no billy clubs were used, no shots were fired, and yet unarmed black men without prior convictions, without access to weapons, are being shot and killed on the streets of America almost every week. I'm gonna leave you with that as we go to Bill Cosby. Bill, what can we say other than you did it to yourself, you get what you get, and bye. I have to say, for all the women who have come forward, we salute you for you having the courage to take down an icon, literally, of our childhoods, someone who raised the black race up a few notches and changed the conversation. Who was literally loved and trusted more than the president at that time. I think the #MeToo movement has proved that women are deserved of being heard. Women, there shouldn't even be a conversation. Women should just be heard. I'm so thankful for all the women who come forward, and let's keep the progress going. But we want to hear from you. Do you think that Bill Cosby deserves to spend 30 years or the rest of his life in prison? Or do you think we should just leave him in house arrest, let him off into pasture? We want to hear from you, so leave us some comments in the section below. And finally, Max the dog. I just want to say I need to go out and get myself a dog. Dogs are truly man's best friend. Dogs rule and cats drool, but please don't feel free to cuss me out in the comments for that.